let's start by talking about the remake of this film and how it's made relevant now.
Yeah. When this was first sent to me, I kind of had the thought that I think people had when they first sort of saw the Invisible Man title of, what do I have to do with this? It's called The Invisible Man, yet they're telling me I'm the lead character, so how does that work? Am I invisible? And then I read it, and I realized that it was this not only incredibly scary, entertaining, nail-biting thriller, but it had this incredible character piece at the heart of it, this woman who is being terrorized, and that Leigh Whannell, our writer-director, had used this Invisible Man monster as an analogy for gaslighting, and I just thought that was so interesting.
Wow. Can we talk a little bit about what drew you to the script? Was it really like telling it from her point of view? Was it some of the themes that started coming out as you read the script?
I think one of the things that really attracted me to it was the idea that we were making a monster a real character, that it wasn't somebody who had some sort of special skill or had to kind of, I don't know, he wasn't wielding a chainsaw, that it felt like here was somebody who was real. Here was a real person who was intelligent and handsome and was incredibly manipulative and also abusive. And I think that was something that I really, really liked that Universal and Blumhouse wanted to do.
And I feel like the word surprise and also the element of surprise is such a huge theme throughout the whole movie. Can you talk about how the surprises and the scares are really amped up in this film?
Yeah, one of the things Leigh and I talked about when we first talked was we were like, we really need this movie to be scary. That was the most important thing to us. Like, nothing else works if it's not scary. And we had so much fun figuring out what was the scariest thing to do. So we would block out or rehearse a scene, and we'd be like, ooh, and then it'd be super cool if then the door opened and then it shut and then I'll turn and I'll look and it'll happen behind me. And we just would come up with stuff that we thought would be scary if we were watching the movie. Or we'd do a take and I'd be like, I think that if you let that go a little bit longer and just draw it out as much as possible, the audience is gonna be on the edge of their seat. So it was really fun to kind of just enact what we wanted to see.
And speaking of fun, I feel like when you're making a horror movie, no one expects that to be fun. Can you talk about how surprised you were and how fun it was to make this film?
Yeah, absolutely. It was really surprising how fun it was because it was such an incredibly challenging character and a really crazy script and incredibly dramatic and all that kind of stuff. But we had so much fun. We really did. Leigh is really funny and a fun guy. Ollie is. Everyone's awesome. And we just... essentially, you're doing things that are kind of really silly. They look really scary when you see the movie, but what we see is very different. My entire fight is with a man in a green suit, a tall man in a green suit with his head covered. I mean, it looks ridiculous. You have things on strings that people are pulling and they're trying to hide from the camera. Nothing looks as scary as it looks in the movie. When I saw the film, it was mostly me going, oh my God, that worked. Oh my God, that's amazing. Oh my God, that really actually is scary. Because at the time, it doesn't feel very scary at all.
And I have to talk about the character, because even though your character, she's always on the brink of, craziness yet sanity, she's so strong and powerful. Can you talk about her as a strong female character?
Yeah. One of the things I said to Leigh that was important to me was if we were going to end up in a certain place at the end where she was strong, excuse me, I'll start again. One of the things that was really important to me was if we were I need to have some water, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
please.
legitimately losing my voice. I'm
I'm
glad
just
you're
so
the
interested.
generic.
I'm just oh my God, this is so great. No, but I really love your performance is so incredible. Just to watch you through the whole thing.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Take 3. Yeah, one of the things that we discussed, Leigh and I, was as if she was going to end up at the end being a strong character that we could kind of look up to or identify with. I really wanted her to start out as weak and vulnerable as possible. I played a lot of strong women, and I think it's important to remember that we can also be vulnerable and we can be intelligent but also make the wrong choices. And that was that quote-unquote weakness, that vulnerability, that timidness that she has in the beginning, I think was just as important as getting to the strong place at the end.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey!